You believe you understand what women want, but your certainty blinds you to forces moving beneath awareness. Jung warned that most of what we call love is unconscious, yet you continue believing your choices begin with reason. Women, however, navigate this invisible terrain effortlessly. While you rely on words, they follow instinct, and instinct writes rules you were never taught. The forbidden truth is this: women rarely know the full extent of their own desire. What they express openly often hides what drives them underneath. A woman may claim she wants stability and kindness, yet her unconscious is drawn toward chaos, risk, and strength. Men suffer because they listen to her promises instead of observing her patterns, mistaking words for reality. Jung called this projection, and it shapes every love story you will ever live. You believe you fall for her, but in truth, you fall for the image your psyche places upon her. She benefits from this mistake without effort, often without knowing it herself. You see mystery, depth, and meaning in her, but most of what you see belongs to you, not her. You think you choose her, but more often she chooses you first, long before you notice. Women perceive subtle signals, men overlook: energy, posture, rhythm, presence. Without speaking, she senses your hidden fears and unspoken desires. While you rationalize attraction, she responds to codes burned into biology thousands of years before language existed. Instinct speaks louder than reason. This is why many men misunderstand rejection. You believe it reflects your personal worth, but her choices are rarely about you at all. Desire operates through ancient patterns, indifferent to morality or fairness. Jung explained that these drives arise from the collective unconscious, deeper than thought itself. You are not being rejected as a person. You are colliding with nature's architecture. Women rarely reveal the entire map of their longing, and often they cannot. Much of what drives them lies hidden even from themselves. Jung called this the shadow, the secret realm where forbidden fantasies and impulses live. When you take her words literally, you confuse her persona with her nature. What she says and what she chooses are often two different truths. The forbidden truth is that love and desire obey separate laws. Love seeks safety and predictability. Desire thrives on tension, uncertainty, and mystery. Women carry both forces inside them, often in conflict with one another. Jung believed the psyche feeds on opposites, and attraction lives precisely in the friction between what we want and what we fear losing. You misunderstand this duality at your own expense. You assume her love guarantees her passion, but one does not sustain the other. She may value your loyalty deeply, yet desire often ignites where danger, freedom, or the unknown appear. Men fail because they confuse gratitude for attraction, offering stability when her instincts crave polarity. Without contrast, passion dies silently. Jung warned that what you repress will eventually control you. Men repress vulnerability, fear of insignificance, and longing for meaning, believing strength comes from denial. But women sense these hidden wounds instinctively, long before you reveal them. She knows where your confidence ends and where you break, without needing you to explain it. You cannot hide from feminine intuition, and yet she rarely tells you what she sees. Instead, she adjusts quietly, responding to the reality beneath your words. While you speak certainty, she listens to contradictions between what you say and what you embody. Her attraction responds to authenticity, not declarations. Presence creates desire, but performance kills it. Her instincts hear what your sentences cannot disguise. Men suffer because they mistake her silence for agreement. She lets you believe she shares your vision, but often she reveals only fragments of herself. You see permanence where there is only curiosity, devotion where there is only presence. By the time you notice the distance between her spoken desires and her hidden ones, you are already trapped in projection. Heartbreak feels personal, but it rarely is. You mourn not the woman, but the fantasy you constructed around her. Jung explained that projection collapses when reality intrudes, and the pain you feel comes from the shattering of your own image. She did not betray you. Your expectations betrayed you. You fell in love with an archetype, not a human being. Inside every woman lives competing forces she cannot fully reconcile. One part seeks security, loyalty, and belonging, while another longs for danger, intensity, and transcendence. Society teaches her to deny this conflict, but suppression does not dissolve it. Jung described this as the anima and animus colliding, masculine and feminine energies fighting for dominance within the same psyche. Men rarely survive this contradiction intact. You build your life around what she says she wants, but her unconscious follows another compass entirely. She does not deceive you intentionally. She is often divided within herself. When you fail to understand this duality, you interpret instinct as betrayal and passion as manipulation, blaming her instead of the deeper forces shaping her. This misunderstanding destroys relationships quietly. You give devotion, protection, and stability, believing they will sustain her desire. But desire does not feed on safety alone. Without tension, mystery, and polarity, passion fades no matter how much she loves you. This is why men wake up confused in love. They gave everything but the one thing her instincts respond to. Men attempt to solve this through reason, and reason fails. You believe that more effort equals more passion, as though love were an equation you can master. You plan, provide, and promise permanence. Thinking security creates desire, but attraction rebels against control. Jung warned that the unconscious resists confinement, and the more you lock it down, the more it escapes. This is why men who do less often awaken more passion. The unknown activates her imagination, and imagination fuels longing. When she cannot fully predict you, her instincts stay engaged. But most men reveal everything too soon, collapsing tension into comfort. Without polarity, the magnetic charge of opposites, relationships become safe but bloodless, steady but lifeless. Yet many men misapply this principle, turning mystery into manipulation. They fake distance, pretend indifference, and perform dominance without embodying it. But the feminine psyche senses authenticity instantly. You cannot counterfeit essence. She feels the falseness before you finish the act. True mystery emerges from depth, not performance. Without substance, the illusion collapses instantly. Jung taught that individuation, becoming whole, is the antidote to unconscious slavery. When you confront your shadow, you stop seeking completion through women who cannot provide it. You stop projecting salvation onto her image and start recognizing your own forgotten pieces. Desire does not disappear. It transforms into conscious choice instead of blind compulsion. The forbidden truth is not that women are deceptive, but that nature is indifferent. Her instincts are not designed to protect your heart, and neither are yours. Love is the theater where ancient forces act themselves out through fragile human beings. You believe you are writing the script, but most of the time, you are reciting lines coded into survival itself. Once you see this clearly, you stop blaming women for contradictions they cannot control. You stop demanding consistency where conflict is natural. You stop seeking guarantees where tension is necessary for desire to exist. Instead of resisting polarity, you begin embodying it consciously, allowing attraction to breathe instead of suffocating it beneath control. Understanding does not end the game. It transforms how you play it. You stop offering certainty when mystery sustains passion. You stop confusing comfort with chemistry, words with patterns, promises with polarity. You stop clinging to fantasies of ownership and instead create relationships where freedom and attraction coexist without collapsing into control or chaos. Freedom begins the moment you reclaim what projection stole from you. You no longer need her to validate your worth or mirror your missing pieces. You no longer chase meaning in her attention or lose yourself inside her silence. You finally meet her as she is, not as you imagined. And for the first time, connection becomes possible without illusion. And when you do this, everything changes. You stop fearing rejection because you understand it was never personal. You stop competing for love because you no longer confuse it with validation. You stop demanding permanence because you finally see that desire thrives in motion, not possession. You no longer chase her shadow. You confront your own. Jung believed that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. In love, this means knowing why you want her before believing she completes you. You stop mistaking instinct for destiny and start choosing from awareness rather than compulsion. You are no longer trapped inside cycles you do not understand. And this is the forbidden truth. She does not hide her power from you. You hide it from yourself. Women move inside dynamics men rarely study. Yet men suffer when they refuse to see them. When you finally confront these forces directly, you stop being controlled by them. You stop blaming women for mysteries that belong to the psyche itself. Because once you see clearly, you realize the game was never about her. It was always about you, your shadow, your projections, your forgotten pieces seeking wholeness through her reflection. The woman you love is not your completion. She is your mirror. And the moment you understand this, everything about love, desire, and freedom changes forever.